Give them a little, woo, hello, in the splash zone. Goodness gracious, great balls of fire.
What's your story?
Today I'm gonna be showing you how to make these Christmas cookies, because these are no ordinary Christmas cookies. They are gluten-free Christmas cookies. You guys heard me right. That means that when you're making cookies for Santa Claus to leave out before he comes down the chimney, you're gonna help him stay a little healthy too. So stay tuned, because these cookies are gonna be so good. All right, guys, now we're gonna make these cookies. And so you'll have all the ingredients. They are gonna be listed in the description below. While you're down there, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so that we can keep hanging out together every single week. Can you believe that? Every week we can hang out together, do healthy lifestyle and recipes and home and feel good, all the inspiration right here on this channel. So, to get started with these cookies, for this video, we're gonna mix all of our dry ingredients together. Starting off with our gluten-free powder. We are gonna pour that guy in. This is the one that I love to use. And then you're gonna do 2 1/4 cups of this gluten-free powder. Then you're gonna do a 1/2 cup of powdered sugar. Powdered sugar reminds me of skiing in Colorado, because there's just something beautiful and powdery, and it reminds you of snow. Look at that, look at that. Looks like snow. Perfect for this time of year. So then let's mix up our little dry ingredients a little bit, give them a little, woo, hello, in the splash zone. Goodness gracious, great balls of fire. Oh my God, I'm getting it all outside of this. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness. I am a Christian, so should not be saying that word. Oh my goodness, great balls of fire. Okay, look at all this mess that has already happened. You see this catastrophe? But you know, that's what I love about cooking, because it is exciting. That's to say the least. Let's add a little bit more. Let's add a little bit more flour in here to compensate for what I just threw on the counter like a heathen. It's like I was raised in a barn. I wasn't raised in a barn. My family raised me better than this. But you know, that's the fun part about cooking, is that it can get a little messy, and life has to be put together enough that sometimes you just celebrate some messes in the kitchen and it just makes everything better. So then what you want to do is you want to add a little pinch of salt. That was probably more than a pinch. That was probably more of a squeeze of salt, you know, a little dab of salt. But you want to add a little bit of salt to give this some flavor. Goodness, I have terrible aim today. The powder in this thing is going everywhere except the bowl. We need it to stay in the bowl. Okay, I'm gonna start adding some wet ingredients to make this stuff thicken up a little bit. So what you want to do is you want to add 1 cup of butter. I'm using vegan stick butter. I use Earth Balance because that is the best vegan butter that I have found. Ooh, look at that mixing up together. Ooh, yes, it looks so good. Looks so tasty. I'm gonna look like a snowflake with all the powder on me by the end of this. So I'm using 2 sticks, which equals out to 1 cup. Go ahead and melt it in the microwave so you don't break your back trying to mix all this together. You know, no time to waste when you can just make things easier on yourself. So go ahead and melt it in the oven, in the microwave, so it makes it easier to blend in. Okay, then we're gonna take 1/4 cup of maple syrup. Ooh, yes. We're gonna mix that in to these cookies, a great all natural ingredient to sweeten your cookies. And this is the brand that I'm using. It's the 365 brand, and it's organic. I always try to use organic as much as possible. You're gonna take 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Okay, now we're gonna open this. Oh, life's tough when you're a small person. You have to really put your back into opening things. All right, so you're gonna do 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. like that. Ooh, man, that smells good. You want to keep mixing your batter until you don't see any more powder in your mixing bowl. It's all balled up together. Now this dough is not going to rise, which you don't really want to anyways with these cookies. So whatever we roll these out to, that is what it is going to stay height-wise. So we're going to keep that in mind. Look at how that's looking. That's looking really good, guys. Okay, now what we want to do, we want to take our dough and we want to wrap it in plastic wrap. I have made quite the little mess. Oh, well, that plastic wrap won't do. Okay, so now I'm going to make sure that I have this laying out flat when I pull it off, so that when I put the dough in it, it's not gonna get all crinkled. Haha, there we go, perfect. You know, I probably should have already cleaned this mess up, but I'll do that while the dough is in the refrigerator hardening. Okay, so there we go. We put our dough into this plastic. We're gonna put it into a nice little ball. And then I'm gonna put it in the refrigerator for a second so it can form up a little bit. Whoa, whoopa, hey, hey, hey. Yeah, that was fun. All right, let's put it in the fridge. Okay, so that's going in there. One of my favorite things to do as a kid was eat the icing out of the container. Whew. Oh, good. All right, friends, this is how we're gonna play this. We're not gonna make icing from scratch because, well, we don't have time for that. So I'm gonna get a big dollop of icing, and put it in here, because then we're gonna make our little baggies. The first color and most important color that we're gonna need is green. I kind of like this deeper green. So I'm using these gel food colorings to change the color of this icing. We're just gonna start with a little bit, because you know, a little bit goes a long way. Let's see what color we get to. Ooh, this is like Play-Doh almost. This is the fun part, guys, because this is where you get to feel like a kid and get to be all artsy with your designs. So I'm mixing up this green color. Look at this green color, it's so pretty. I'm feeling pretty good about this color right here. That looks nice and green and cheerful. That says Christmas if I don't say so myself. Okay, so then we're gonna fill up our little icing bags with the green first, like so. Woohoo! Get in there, little guy. There we go. 1 Mississippi. 2 Mississippi. This is a fine art, people. Fine art. Okay. Then we're gonna get you in here. Okay. Ugh. Make sure none goes to waste. And then we're gonna squeeze it down to the bottom. All right. So I've created a little fine tip so that I can outline my Christmas trees, like so. All right, and then we are gonna get our dough out of our fridge, and we are going to lay it onto the parchment paper, like so. Now this is my favorite part, guys. This is where we get to feel like kids and start playing with the dough. So time to roll up our sleeves, get a little messy. So this is where you're going to want to make sure everything is all nice together. And then you're gonna wanna make sure that your dough is in the very center of where you're gonna roll it out. Now we are going to take our rolling pin and we are going to start working our dough out. And if you see that it's starting to stick to the rolling pin, then you just wanna add a little bit more flour onto the top, and then that will help you out, so it doesn't stick so much. So like so. Nice, guys. Okay, and then this goes back to, this will not rise. This dough will not rise. So how we've made it. So what you wanna do is you want to roll this out to the height that you want your cookies to come out at. And then you want to just create a clockwise working on this so that the whole sheet is the same height. And that your cookies are gonna be all even. We can't have some looking like a mountain and some looking like a valley. We have to have all equally height cookies. So once we feel like it's all at the same height, we can now pull out our cookie cutters. We are gonna bring out our cookie sheet and spray it with some coconut oil so that our cookies don't stick. There's nothing worse than putting all this hard effort into our cookies and then poof, they're stuck to the pan. We cannot have that. So after we get our pan prepped, it's time to bring out our Christmas cookie cutters and we can start pressing into our dough to make our shapes. So I've made sure that this is all the same height. So what you want to do is you want to just give enough space to get enough cookies for the number of people that you're having. So you want to make sure that you leave enough room. So since it's very sensitive, we're actually gonna leave it there and we're gonna scoop them off at the very end. So I'm gonna peel the dough from around each Christmas cookie. So we're gonna first make all of our shapes, like so. And then, just when you thought we were just gonna be doing Christmas shapes, I have a gingerbread man. So we're gonna also do a gingerbread man shape. Look at him. Look at him. He's so cute. He's got his little hands up like this. He's like, whee! So we're gonna have a couple of gingerbread dudes. So it looks like I might not have enough room to do. Yeah, I can make a third gingerbread man. Ha ha! Hey! Okay, so now that we have all of our Christmas cookies, we are going to cut into the dough. I'm gonna start peeling away the remnants. This is kind of like a reverse of Squid Games when they had to like chip out the thing, except instead of it being a hard cookie, it's a soft dough. That's the difference. I'm working up a sweat doing this. But it's gonna be good because these cookies are gonna be amazing. So it's all gonna pay off. There is one Mississippi to gently get onto the cutting sheet. I knew you'd make it, buddy. I knew you'd make it. There we go. Beautiful. Behind the scenes action. Getting some close-ups of the scooping of the cookies while I'm playing Operation over here, because that's what it feels like. It feels like I'm playing a game of Operation. I feel like any second I'm gonna get that buzz, the whatever that sound was. I can't remember. I'm not doing a good job remembering what it sounded like, but you know what I mean. Right, there we go. Look at our Christmas cookies. They're ready to go into the oven. I've set the oven to 350 degrees. We're gonna cook these in there about 15 minutes or until they start to turn brown on the edges, and then we'll take them out and start decorating. Oh my goodness, these cookies smell amazing. We've waited till they've gotten nice and brown around the edges for this thickness that took about 15 minutes. So now we're gonna let them cool down before we start decorating them. Don't you just love this little mitt? Just screams Christmas, doesn't it? So lovely. Okay, gotta let these cool and then I'll be back. I'm transferring the cookies over to a cooling rack, and this is where we are going to decorate the cookies. Nom 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 nom. Who's ready to decorate the Christmas cookies? This is the fun part, guys. This is where we get to be creative. So I'm gonna start by outlining the trees with green icing. So here we go. Ta-da! Okay, so now that I've outlined all my Christmas cookies, I'm gonna go and fill them in. The Christmas tree cookies, I'm gonna go fill them in with more green. This is an art form, guys. This is an art form indeed. Hey, okay, it's happening. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab a knife to smooth out the icing on the Christmas cookies, the Christmas trees. To just smooth it out. And I'm doing downstrokes so that it will feel like it's got texture. Oh, Christmas tree, oh, Christmas tree. So, let's give our little gingerbread guys some smiles. Get him, he's so happy. Okay, so he's gonna get a smile, and he's gonna get a smile. You know what, I think these need to just be mittens. We're gonna make them mittens and boots. These are looking really good. I'm proud of the Christmas tree aesthetic that we got going on here. These are actually turning out really nice. The gingerbread man, I can't speak for them. They look like they're having a rough day. I've made myself a little cup of tea. I have my cookies all iced, and now it's time to do the true test, which is the taste test. Guys, I couldn't let that one go to waste. You would never guess that this dough is gluten-free dough. You would never guess. And you can put vegan icing on here. You can put whatever icing on here fits what your dietary and health needs are. But this dough is fantastic. These cookies were a win, if I say so myself. Let me just say, Santa's gonna leave, I'm sure, an extra special gift for the families that make these cookies, because he's gonna be like, what? This is healthy and tasty all at the same time, you know? And that's what our goal is around here. It's not only to make things tasty, but also to make things healthy. So head on down below, get a list of ingredients so you can make these cookies too. And while you're down there, hit that subscribe button so we can keep hanging out each week together. And so until then, I'll see you guys next time. Bye, y'all. Man, that's good.
What's your story?